heard I got it on me. Couldn't pull it up like me. Shit, now she tryna load my phone. Shit, I'm in the booth going ghost. Now they heard I got it on me. Now they hear I got it on me. Said a 4x4 for G6 3, this baby shit for me. 100,000, couple M's don't make a G. Pass me in my bag and put that 40 right on my leg. Yeah, know it's how it day. Yeah, shawty, wish you day. I'm about to cut up 25 for my name. I told him my selling is a move it to the bank. Yeah, and you know they tryna lay down with the man. Way out with the man. Right now with the man. Say that she love me, Christy and they owe me. This is how she day, yeah she day. Say she adore me, Christy in the origin. Fuck with me some more. Baby, ain't more time for you. All the love and back, the money too. Yeah, with money come the storms, I just stick and move. No way, got me spending with my way back. Yeah, since we young as we was dreaming about a Maybach. Now I'm looking for my 41 days now. She said that she love me, Christy and they owe me. This is how she day, yeah she day. Say she adore me, Christy and they origin. Fuck with me some more.
Good morning, Discord. Good morning, YouTube. Okay, give me a second. Let me I'm gonna back out of here and come back in.
But I guess they did amnesia. All the
Okay. All right, let's get into it. A little bit of difficulties right there. Okay, so let's let's see what we got. In the after hours, it pretty much stayed within this range of 601 and 600. And then we had a gap down in the pre-market. We see a gap down in this pre-market. However, so now I want to see, are we going to gap and go, meaning we fill the gap and keep going up? Or, no, excuse me, are we going to gap fill reversal, right? Fill the gap and then keep going up? Or are we going to gap? It doesn't look like we gapped and go, so we'll see. A little confusing right now. We're underneath the 5. We're right underneath the 5 MA. So if we zoom out, I think I'll do this on the 5-minute chart. If we zoom out on our 5-minute chart, a possible scenario we're looking at could be if this shoulder forms right here, if this is the head. Let's look for another shoulder here today, right? Let's look for something like that today. If that's what the case is, we'll find out. Otherwise, our other scenario would look like pretty simple. We have a lower high, lower high. All right, we might just be stair stepping down, so we'll see which one. Okay, so let's see if we make the 5 some type of resistance. Don't pay too much attention to these early algos I'm generating. I still need a little bit of time. We need more data. Okay, I was on mute, just talking up a storm, so excuse me for that. Let's see if purple is going to be our we're testing to see if purple is going to be our down. I think it's still too early to try to determine direction as yet, but you know, we may see this green wick or this green candle right here, how it rejected under the 5. That may be the rejection of the 5. So, and then the break of the purple. Let's see how much. Let's see how far it digs. Let's see how far down it goes.
I learned to tank, I learned to float, look, I learned some things. And taught a nigga how to earn your trust, I'm not concerned with them, I know you hurt some things. Look, I ain't perfect, I'm hurting, babe, that make 2 of us the way you purchase things. The surface level not serving us, I gotta let you in so you interpret things the way I meant, and may I vent. Based off the things you post online, I can't help but think you gotta stay off that. Embrace the fact I won't brace myself for no downfall, no they pray on that. If loving you will make me crazy, girl, then giving up on you will make a psychopath. I'm on my way, I wait out back, Shawty, is she worried if I might show? Damn, it's hard to care for a side though. Out there with my mans in a night show. Drinking party, yeah, we keep the lights low.
I think there's a lot going on right here. We'll wait for deeper structure before we start calling things out. Let's just wait for deeper structure. Okay. So now let's see if we reject the 5 or if we break, retest. Yep, there you go. This looks like a good momentum candle here.
Repercussions ain't gon' ever kiss me. Heard what I said, and I can't help it. I ain't never gonna rest, never gonna test me, check me. I need you. Yeah, for me. Don't you fuck around, I know you hurt by me. I need. Okay, yeah, touchdown in the matrix. Shawty send me your location, 120 on the freeway, speeding. Big checks, blue pills, I'm beating. Young boy finna do my thing. Get the FBI, put a case on me. Feel like everything okay.
Alright, let's see if we get a little micro cup and handle. But again, risk to reward, right? Because the 5 is right here. So you gotta measure that risk to reward.
Love me when you got nothing to chase. She just wants somebody for the night. Shawty wanna use me up. I don't need no more. Shawty wanna use me, yeah. I don't really feel no more. Shawty wanna use me, yeah. I don't really care no more. Shawty wanna use me, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Ay, run it up, I'm mobbing. None of y'all niggas, they poppin'. Yeah, I know you do this often. Ay, I'm running out of options. I'm okay, I'm fine. Ay, I'ma swallow all my pride. Won't be nothing but a side piece. Oh, oh. Catching feelings with my pipe dream. Oh, no. Sighting, she be feeling type of ways. I don't need nobody for the day. I just need somebody for the night.
Now ideally we like to see it come back and test this 600.06. That's the ideal scenario, to come back and test this and start seeing some strength off of it.
Shawty wanna use me, yeah. Yeah. Ay, run it up, I'm mobbing. Ay, none of y'all niggas, they poppin'. Yeah, I know you do this often. Ay, I'm running out of options. I'm okay, I'm fine. Ay, I'ma swallow all my pride.
So I'm looking to see if today's algos are going to be, we're building in the there's another one. Let's give it some time. Let's give it a little bit of time. So it might be build in blue and then break of orange for the for our up scenario. So I think we're gonna try that today. Build in blue and break orange for our up. So what that means is when orange breaks is the call scenario when you buy your calls. Alright, so the cup and handle with the momentum candle, right? Momentum candle here. This was your pullback, and now you gotta wait for your next setup. That was the play. For the down, I'm not sure about the down yet. I think we need a little more time for the down. As of now, the down looks like break of purple. But I don't have a good beat on the down one yet. Just being honest.
They don't even know me. Now they feeling different when the money so fast. I got lazy low key. Shawty keep it down, I'ma be right back. I don't switch modes yet. Only switch names in sports, that's fact. I ain't pay notice. You know that won't play like me. Something that your money won't reach. That she gave no love for me.
And then let's say if it does break this purple, right? Ideally, I'd like to see another purple form somewhere. maybe along this 600.06. So maybe something like this before it breaks down. So this break of green will be your warning, your trigger. So the break of green is going to be your trigger that something's going to happen, and the break of magenta is going to be your trigger that something's going to happen. I want it to be blue for your up, but it's just not. It's not doing it yet.
Let me get it on T. And you know I'm holding out for the G60. She wanna Louis and a VV.
So we're still inside this purple. Let me get rid of this one. We're still inside this purple here. But being so close to the 5, I have my own personal bias, which I'm gonna not, which I probably shouldn't say, but I think that there's a ton of liquidity built up in between 601.24 and 598.01. So I would like to see a break of one of these levels. And if a break, let's say to the upside, if we break 601.24, retest and reject, that should line up with our 5, right? With the 5 MA. So that I would feel comfortable with this. And same thing to the downside, which is why you see my yellow path and my blue path. So the reason why I put those algos there just now was so if it did do the thing, then we'll have some type of border, some type of guardrail to tell us when to take profit. I'm going to try to get better at that. But as of now, we're just inside purple. Again, I'm not extremely happy with this blue, but that's what we got. All right, we're at the 5. Let's see what we do here. Now going over the lesson that we did yesterday, I posted yesterday. The last post in the trade the trade chat was this same exact setup right here. I'm gonna erase this one. We all see that happen, right? This cup and handle played out perfect. All right, cool. So don't say I didn't do nothing for you. But here's what we did yesterday, right? When we see yesterday we used the example of blue. Now we're going to use the example of orange, right? You see this orange path, orange channel rather. Now it broke the orange. So you got two options here. You could either, on the break, expect some retracement before the up, or you hold until the retracement and then you go in. So either one. It breaks. If you want to go on the break, you gotta expect some retracement, right? These couple candles go in the opposite direction, and then when it starts going in your direction, then you can start taking profit. If you look at the trade chat, I drew out the example and gave it yesterday. And this is what I was saying. Look out for this pattern, because the whole market is all patterns. If you haven't noticed by now, it's all a pattern. So I'm trying to help you identify the pattern, so you know what the setups look like. You have an idea, and then you'll understand a little better when I'm telling you. You know, I can't draw the path exactly, but I can give you an idea of what it needs to look like. So we're still in this purple. We're still inside the purple. So let's say you took this momentum candle, which I highlighted. Here's a momentum candle. You should be trailing your stops along the purple, at minimum along the purple. Right now, could it fake out, break purple, and continue? Sure, that could happen. All right, broke the 5. So now if you're waiting for your entry, your long situation is going to look like we'll probably form a green, go down in a blue or orange, and then break the orange. That's going to be the ideal. And if it doesn't do that, if we don't form a green and then form a blue and then break orange, or form a orange and then break orange, then we're just still inside of this purple. So then your entry is just going to be, okay, I'm going long and I'm going to hold until I'm profitable. Or you can wait for your entry, which should be like this, and like this. That's the answer to the test. So on this trade, if you didn't take the break of orange, which I think that was late, but either way, we had this this cup and handle. So if you didn't take that trade, then you can't jump in now, right? You don't want to buy a call at the top. You wait for the pullback. Why? Because there's going to be a pullback. That's just the way it works. We're firmly in this purple. Oh shit. Yeah. I already knew that was a joke. That would be crazy. So then it could be, well, you might be thinking, is this the break, retest, and reject of the 5? It could be, you know. Sometimes it's like that, but I prefer deeper structure. What does a deeper structure look like? Something like this, right? And if you want to go in on the break of this purple, that's on you. Like I said, I prefer another purple to form. So the reason why I'd like another purple to form here is because I'm looking out for the setup. What's the setup? And we may have a shoulder here, we may have a head here, and then the other shoulder should be right around here. So that's the ideal for me. That's what I would. This is the setup that I'm looking at. Yeah, we can't just let one candle determine our trade. One candle's not going to do it. We need momentum. How do we get momentum? We need to have some bolts, a couple bolts in a direction. What's a bolt? A bolt looks like that, or like that, depending on the direction you're going. The bolts will tell us if we have any strength. But what we could do in the meantime is start. We'll see if we form a blue. I know the put looks juicy now, but there's a couple things going against us. The uptrend is strong right now, and we're at the 5. I know it looks juicy, so we'll see what happens. We'll see if, let me see. I'm trying to do something. Yeah, I would prefer the deeper, so I'll wait for the break. We'll wait for another purple to form and let that one break. Now this purple I have here, this is arbitrary. I don't know when or where it's going to form. I'm just letting you know what I would like to see for the proper setup. So if our thesis is shoulder, head, we need another shoulder to form. Yeah, it's right on the 5. So let's get some distance from the 5 in whatever direction. Whatever the direction is, let's get a little bit of distance so we know. Yeah. So this is what I was afraid of earlier when I put in the analysis this morning. This range in here. I think we're just gonna, I don't know for a fact, but I think it's a concern of mine that we're just going to stay in this range. Maybe this range here, maybe this short range between 600.02 and 601.24. It may just be in here, but I think there's going to be a range today. We need to break one way or the other. And dancing right on the 5, yeah.
Look, I learned some things and taught a nigga how to earn your trust. I'm not concerned with them, I know you hurt some things. Look, I ain't perfect, I'm hurting, babe. That make two of us the way you purchase things. The service level not serving us, I gotta let you in so you interpret things the way I meant. And may I vent based off the things you post online. I can't help but think you gotta stay off that. Embrace the fact I won't brace myself for no downfall. No, they pray on that. If loving you will make me crazy, girl, then giving up on you will make a psychopath. I'm on my way, I wait out back. Shawty, is she worried if I might show? Damn, it's hard to care for a side though. Out here with my mans in a night show. Drinking party, yeah, we keep the lights low. I've been by mine all the way. Ice cold.
Do you see now why I wanted to wait for another purple to form? That's why. This is why right here.
Repercussions ain't gon' ever catch me. Heard what I said, and I can't help it. I ain't never gonna rest, never gonna test me, check me. I need. I need you, here for me. Don't you fuck around, I know you hurt about me. I need. Okay, girl, I'm a touchdown in the Matrix. Shawty send me your location, 120 on the freeway, speeding. Big check, blue pills, I'm beating. Young boy finna do my thing. Get the FBI, put a case on me.
If this yellow is a thing, then we might have a small wedge between orange and yellow. So we'll see which way it breaks. If it's a thing. I may be reading too far into it. And if we look back at yesterday and today and combine them, you know, we might be one of these today. So
Shawty wanna use me, yeah. Run it up, them over.
stop surfing.
Yeah, I know you do this often. I'm running out of options. I'm okay, I'm fine. I'ma swallow all my pride.
So this is what I mean by wait for the deeper structure, because we want to see movement. We need to see where the momentum is. We can't just go based on one candle. So if this wants to taper to the downside, it's going to look like that. Which doesn't mean to go in just because it's break a yellow. What this indicates is if you haven't gone in at the top already, if you haven't already gone in at the top of this cup, inverse cup and handle, your next entry would be on the flexion point, right? So if this is going to be a thing and you didn't get in at the top, then your next entry has to be at the flexion point. If you're going for puts, right? So the flexion points are your optimal trades. Ooh, looks like it wants to stay in yellow. Staying in yellow. All right. Ooh. Okay. Oh, wow. Now we have some movement. Now we have some direction. So possibly a break of the 5, a retest of the 5, reject of the 5. All right, let's see if we form some type of support on our 30-minute on 601.37. Let's see if we form some type of support here, which again would reinforce the whole idea of the break, retest, and reject. I might ditch that purple and just use this yellow. Let's see what it looks like without it. Yeah, I think we can just use this yellow. Purple served its purpose for the time. Yeah, yellow. We're swapping out yellow for purple. Okay, so stock market has two directions, or three sideways. It can go sideways too. Also, here's the lesson from yesterday. I'm gonna say it before it happens, or I'm gonna tell you the setup before it happens this time, right? Not after. So we have a green, and the greens have the opportunity to form one of two things. It's either gonna give you a bolt up, or it's forming the head. So if you did want to go in and break a yellow, right, something like that. So that's why the formation of the the buying channel or selling channel is important, because it'll give you some really good insight. Let's see if 601.98 looks like the target for right now. Actually, let's see if we break this high right here above this dotted line, 601.65. Yeah, we're right at the high a day. Let's see how we react to the high a day. Now, if you look at the 5 minute, this is still in play, because if we did this here, so this is still in play. Now that doesn't mean that it can't just do that right there and continue up off of 602.02, but we'll, what did I say? We'll what? We'll get to the bridge after we, damn, I forgot what it was. It was pretty funny yesterday though. Okay, we broke high day, heading towards 601.98. You see this? We will get to our bridge. Yeah, that's it. We'll get to the bridge after we cross it. But look, I told you ahead of time what to expect. Whenever you see this green buying channel, or it's not going to always be green, but whenever you see a buying channel, when the buying channel breaks, it's going to tell you one of two things is going to happen. Most of the time, one of two things, and it just played out right in front, and I said it before. So you can't say, oh, well, always in hindsight you're going to say that. I said it before it happened, right? What do we say? That when it breaks the green or your buying channel, it's either going to be an opportunity to bolt up, or it's forming a head, right? We just went over this. This is how simple trading can be. And also, we know we're still firmly in this yellow. So if you took your initial what was this cup and handle, the micro cup and handle that I put, you're still in this trade. But there it is. I said it before it happened. Well before it happened, and exactly what happened. Now you see the pattern. This is why when I'm putting these lessons in the trade chat, look it over. Don't just ignore it, or don't think like, well, I'm not trading, so whatever he's saying doesn't apply to me, because a lot of times I'm dropping some knowledge in there. A lot of times I'm dropping knowledge in there. And then look, where's the target? 601.98. Easy, right? It's actually easy. Now, sometimes, you know, the market makers will throw us sometimes, or you get that random news that comes in. You can't do anything about that. But as you can see, the fundamentals are still there. We had a break. I would prefer a bigger, much more structure here. Break, retest, reject of the 5. Another what was it? Another factor you could have used in your determination was what? We built in blue and then broke what? Orange. Same thing here. We built in blue, broke the orange. Built in blue, broke the orange. Still inside of this yellow. So it was absolutely perfect. You know, it was a little hesitant because the 5 was right here. But look at the money we are printing. Excellent trade. Excellent trade. So I took this this bolt right here with the expectation that the target was going to be 601.98. I also looked at my 30-minute chart and I said, you know, we're looking for calls above this. Now, if it pulls back here, great. If we may get some type of support, 601.24, we need to see if 601.24 forms some type of support. Where is that at? I think we see the support kind of right here. It's a little bit up, but you know, translating from the 1 minute to the 30-minute can't be an exact science, but we see the support formed right here. That's for sure. We see a momentum candle right here. That's for sure. Support, momentum. Oh, my computer's about to die. Damn it. And here's the thing. If you were to take this bolt right here, if you were to take that bolt, then your stop loss is very, very, very minimal. Your stop loss is pretty much, it would be at technically it would be underneath this this candle right here. This momentum candle would be your stop loss. But if you're betting on the bolt, then you know then it would be one of these red candles. So you see the retracement, and then you see the continuation. So let's say you got in. Oh wait, what am I doing? Let's say you got in on the top of this candle at 10:12. Your stop loss has to be at the bottom here. All right, maybe a little bit, put a little safer. Put it on the bottom of this candle here. Very, very small stop loss. And if you get stopped out there, all right, a few dollars. Then you just wait for your setup. But you gotta adjust your stops properly. Now, is this gonna keep going up forever? Probably not. What does the down scenario look like? We're looking for a shoulder, a head maybe. I would like to see a little bit of strength popping out of here. Like maybe a couple strong candles popping up outside of this yellow to form the head. Yeah, we're just still firmly in this yellow. Look how price is respecting this yellow. Very respectful. But you always have to be aware of your setups. It's not going to go up forever. So what does a down scenario look like? Here's a shoulder. Here's a possible head, or whenever the head forms, and then your other shoulder. Right? This is a longer term play. And if you're running these type of plays, you know, you got to hold on to your contracts for 20, 30, 40, an hour. Who knows how long. But your first clue that it's going to head in the other direction has to be the break of this yellow. It has to be. But then we have to worry about this, right? Is this the deeper structure that we're looking for? Hold on. Is this the deep structure we're looking for the 5? Is this the break, retest, and reject? So underneath the 5 is what we're looking for puts. For safety, underneath the 5. If you want to take the risk and do break a yellow, that's on you. I'm telling you that the safety is underneath the 5. So we want to see the 5 like that, and we want to see it reject underneath the 5. This is the answer to the test. If you want to take the risk or scalp, right? If it breaks yellow and you see an opportunity at least to the 5 before it rejects and heads up, that's on you. That's a play too. Trump voice. Oh shit. The Trump voice. So I'm gonna put my stop loss at pretty much at 601. I'm probably gonna start moving my stop, even though it should be on the break of this yellow. That's what it should be. But at least if I, you know, this is my first trade here. I didn't take this one. This is my first trade. So at least this way, I have something in the tank that now I could afford to take a loss somewhere without going red for the day. So I'm not going to be greedy. I'm going to take some. There it is. See? All right. There it is. Now my trade extra protected. Good profit on this trade. Now let's see if we form another green here. This was an excellent trade. We had a good day. You don't have to have FOMO. The reason why you don't have to have FOMO is because there's always another setup. There's always another setup. You just gotta wait for it. And when I'm saying wait for it, meaning, did we break yellow yet? Did we get below the 5? If you don't see a setup, then there is no such thing as FOMO. If you just didn't take the trade, then it didn't meet your criteria. Right? That's for any business. If it doesn't meet your criteria, you can't do business if it doesn't meet your criteria. If you get someone coming to your car dealership and you know your car dealership has a policy of we're only taking this much, you have to have a credit score of this, you know, then you can't say, well, you're below our credit requirement and we're still going to do business with you. You can't do that because that's not a business then. Same thing with trading. If it doesn't meet your setup, your requirement, then there's no trade. And if you didn't feel confident to go in on it, then there's no trade. But here's why we're getting the education. Here's why we're learning from each other, right? I learn every day. Trust me, I learn every day, and you get better as time goes on. But the reason why we're here practicing doing it like this is so you can identify the patterns, and you will know with time, you will understand what the setup is for you, what you're comfortable with. You'll be more comfortable with taking trades like this. You'll be more comfortable with taking trades like this because you understand the mechanics. So for right now, if it doesn't meet your criteria, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm probably gonna take profit. Well, I'll just let it. Man, It's okay. All right, that was a good trade. Little bit, but I got something in the account for today. I didn't go heavy on contracts. I didn't. I did not go heavy on contracts, so, but I got a little something. Oh, and it stopped me out. Look at it, and it stopped me out. That's fine. It's fine. You know why? Because I said I wasn't going to be greedy, even though I knew I should have waited till yellow. Right? I already said all this, so I'm not going to be mad at myself now. It's fine. There's always another setup. Yeah, we are firmly in this yellow. I mean, some pullback would be nice. So on our 5 minute, let's see if we make 602.02 some type of support and then push off again. Didn't get it. 602. Oh, okay, which is right here on our 1 minute. Look, you don't understand. It was like 1 penny that stopped me out, and it's okay. I should have went below this green candle. That's what I should have done. It's fine. We're way oversold. Excuse me, overbought. But we don't want to fight this trend, right? If it does break yellow, do you really want to bet on, oh, okay, here's the big dump? You can't. Why? Because, wow, look at this. This is a straight up line. Because you have to watch out for this. Again, safety puts are going to be underneath the 5. That's just the answer. And here's my thing. If it stays in yellow all day and it just doesn't break this, then there's no trade for me here. Because I'm not going to jump in at the top. That's just not going to happen. I used to do breakout trades, like where I see a lot of liquidity built up, and then I'm expecting price to break a certain level and just shoot up. When I first started, I used to do that. No, I don't do that anymore. Now I like the break, retest, reject. I don't like the breakout trades because me personally, my emotional state couldn't deal with the inevitable pullback, right? The inevitable pullback, I just couldn't deal with it. So I think when I first started trading and I would see the breakout and it would just shoot, boom, 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 candles start cascading in the direction, and I would feel FOMO, like, oh man, I knew it was gonna break there, I should have went in. And then the one time that I decided to do it, now it decides to retrace. So I found that I'm more comfortable with the loss of opportunity on, what if it just breaks level and keeps going? I'm okay with that loss because I've been fooled so many times where the retracement got me. And then once the retracement gets me, instead of going back in, I lose confidence in the trade itself. So my emotional state is something I just know about myself. I don't like the breakout. Like buy at a level, I like to wait for it to retrace, and if it doesn't retrace and give me some upside, then I'm fine with that. Yeah, we are overbought. Overbought for sure. But we still haven't formed the blue or an orange to give us another entry for our calls, right? So we'd like to see a blue form. I'm just giving an example. We'd like to see a blue form, at a minimum a blue. A magenta would be even better, but we'd like to see a blue form. Then we'd like to see, I'm giving an example, an orange form. So the ideal entry for a call would be if it goes down here and then we start seeing this. But as long as you're still inside this yellow, there's no call option to be had. I mean, you could, and then, you know, hopefully when it does get down here, it doesn't break and just keeps bouncing in between yellow like this. Good luck with that. And we've been hovering over the overbought territory on the RSI for a while, so you can use RSI. You can look at it in two ways. RSI is usually like, okay, it tells you when we're overbought and oversold, sure. However, RSI actually just tells you the trend. In real life, RSI tells you what the trend is, right? So if your RSI is high, we colloquially refer to it as being overbought or oversold. But what RSI actually tells you is this the trend. Are we in an uptrend, and how strong is that uptrend? Or are we in a downtrend, and how strong is that downtrend? That's what RSI actually tells you. So if you think, oh, I hit the top of the RSI, it's going to pull back now, that's not necessarily true. Does it happen often? Yes. But that's not how you should be reading RSI. RSI tells you the trend. Yeah, this is our break, retest, reject of the 5 right here. I would have liked it to be a lot deeper, but this momentum candle was the clue. This momentum candle told us what was going to happen, and it was because we broke far off the 5, and then I saw that retracement. We broke this green. Yeah, as soon as I saw this green one starting to form, I went in. But then, son of a gun, I got stopped out. And I got stopped out probably because RSI was telling me we're overbought. We're all human, folks. We're all human. And we all have that fear of, like, I have this secured money now. I can take this money right now and at least have something, or I could risk it for the biscuit. That we're always contending with that when we're trading. So, and as humans, we always want to preserve. We always want to preserve what we do have. So I'm not going to be too hard on myself, but because either way, it's, you know, still more money than a regular full-time job. The money that I made there, I couldn't have made in a regular full-time job. Not in that time. It's just not a thing. But look at this strong uptrend. There's nothing really to be said here. So like I said, we had a gap from the pre-market, excuse me, from the overnight to the after hours to the pre-market. There's a gap right here. It was a fill the gap and go. All right, now we're starting to taper to the downside inside of this yellow. So let's see how we react to if the yellow breaks. We'll get our algos already set up, ready to go. I'm gonna take a blue for now. I'm gonna leave it off to the side. If it does happen, I'll have it ready, and I'll have an orange ready. Oh my god, this one wick stopped me out, man. This one wick. And I said right before I should be trailing along the yellow. And then look at me. That's fine. Something's better than nothing. Look at this move. What is happening today? It's a straight arrow to the upside. We gotta rewind the tape, but quite a while ago, I was saying, you know, it's possible that it just uses 60202 as support. But man, I don't know if I have FOMO right now, but I think it's more regret letting this one candle stop me out. That's fine. Can't win them all. He just straight up said, "I have it. I do have FOMO." Oh man! But here's the thing: you didn't lose anything, right? You always look at it like that. Well, I didn't lose. I think yesterday was pretty easy. We all have. I know. Oh man! And it hurts because you're like, you know, because you. It's because the mental battle you're going inside of your mind trying to guess, right? Which way is it going? Which way is it going? That's the hard part. It's really hard. And trading is 100 to me. It's like, I think probably 95% mental and 5% actual skill. Because essentially you got a 50-50 shot. You got a 50-50 shot, and that's when the mental comes into play. Hold on, let me read that. Oh man. Yeah. It happens. So like I was saying, it's 95% emotional, like your emotions are holding you back, 5% skill. If you can control those emotions, then trading will be easier. It'll be much easier. Because for some reason, if we wanted to, I don't know, buy a few beers for our buddies and have a good time, we don't care about dropping $200. But if you lose $15 in a trade, it hurts so bad. It's another type of hurt because it really eats at your ego, and then you start second guessing life, like, man, is this for me? Am I just giving away money? Yada yada yada. It's too risky. Stuff like this. It's a mental game, man. If you can't get over the mental game, then it's something you got to overcome. Right? We burn money every day that we don't even think about. But then when it comes to this, if you even lose $10, you feel so horrible. Well, me personally, I feel horrible if I lose any amount of money. And it's not even about the money, it's about your ego. It's about your ego. It's about questioning your ability, questioning your decision making. That's what it is. It's not even about the money. Such a strong uptrend. You can't really bet on any. Yeah, there's no direction here except for up. And another thing is, this yellow channel is so wide that the difference from the top to the bottom is a lot. So when you're trailing along this yellow, it's like, ugh, I get it, but I mean, depending on your entry, right? If we got in exactly on the 5, exactly on the bottom of the yellow, then that would have been easy. Then you're trailing along yellow. That's easy. If you get in on the bottom of yellow and on the 5, those two things converge. You know what? I think we didn't identify the yellow until later on. That's why. I think I'm right. This is exactly the time we identified the yellow. That's what it is. This is exactly the time we identified the yellow. I think that's what it is. But you know what? Today's also an easy trading day. No trades. It's just going up. And I refuse to buy a call at the top. I just can't do it. And we've been overbought for a minute. Wow, look at this. Look at the 5 minute just straight up. Incredible. Okay, if we analyze this 5-minute chart, look at the level of the shoulder. Remember, I always tell you, it's not about the price. It's not, I mean, it's not about the drawing. It's about the level of price. So if we slide this over, remember, it's not about the drawing. It's about the actual price. So then now you can see the inverse head and shoulders clearly. Now you can see this was the shoulder right here. This was the shoulder, this was the shoulder, and this was the shoulder. This was the head. This was the thesis we had this morning, and it played out exactly like that. Exactly like that. So learning how to identify the pattern, that's what we had to do. The cat has asthma. What the hell? Yeah, unpaid project day. Yeah, I know. This uptrend just does not want to. Yeah, we're trending up. We got that for sure. I think our safer puts are going to be underneath 601.98. So we have possibly this, then this, and then this. So that's probably what I'm going to look out for. I mean, it's got to pull back at some time, right? What the hell? I mean, it doesn't have to, but it'd be nice. At least just to get an entry, right? If it wants to go, if we want to go long, fine. Maybe I can scalp on the way down and then get in on a call on the way back up, because I don't want to fight this trend. I don't want to fight this trend too much.
Look, I learned some things and taught a nigga how to earn your trust. I'm not concerned with them, I know you heard some things. Look, I ain't perfect, I'm hurting, babe. That make two of us the way you purchase things. The service level not serving us, I gotta let you in so you interpret things the way I meant. And may I vent based off the things you post online. I can't help but think you gotta stay off that. Embrace the fact I won't brace myself for no downfall. No, they pray on that.
We've been overbought for so long.
I'm on my way, I wait out back.
You're just hoping that when it does hit, it just dumps. This is really the first time we tested the bottom of this yellow since 10:06 Eastern.
Shawty, is she worried if I might show? Damn, it's hard to care for a sight though. Out here with my mans in the night.
I'm gonna mark out high a day right here.
Yeah, we keep the lights low. I'm in my mind all the way.
All right, there's our high a day.
Sipping honey, we be mobbing through the night, oh yeah. Moving like we trapping out of Vando.
So if you go on break a yellow, your stop should be high a day.
Let's go, I got money on me. New city, new bitch, new kid. It's calls and the rain on me. I've been down and out, but a nigga still breathing. Saying my prayers for the check. Straight shooter like I'm walking with a tech. Move deep and I'm pounding on my chest. You know what I want. You know what I need. Ice cold bitch when I'm sipping my tea. I don't mean it. Feeling myself, feeling my knees. Feel like repercussions ain't gon' ever catch me. Heard what I said and I can't help it. I ain't never gonna rest, never gonna test me, check me. I need. You here for me. Don't you fuck around, I know you hurt about me. I need. Okay, yeah, touchdown in the matrix. Yeah. Shawty send me your location.
Everyone's betting on a put right now. I wouldn't be surprised if they a nice strong green candle just to stop everybody out. Psych, gotcha. Gotcha. In the words of Kanye.
She just wants somebody for the night. You call, I'll be on my way. Hard to love me when you got nothing to chase. She just wants somebody for the night. Shawty wanna use me up. I don't need you no more. Shawty wanna use me up. I don't really feel no more. Shawty wanna use me up. I don't really care no more. Shawty wanna use me up. Yeah. Run it up.
Still hasn't quite broken yellow yet, so it's dancing right on it. Hasn't broken it though.
I'm okay, I'm fine. I'ma swallow all my pride. Won't mean nothing but a side piece. Catching feelings with my pipe dream. Oh no. Sighting, she be feeling type of ways. I don't need nobody for the day. I just need somebody for the night. Been there and I never been the same. Been there but I'm not the one to blame. I just need somebody for the night. Shawty wanna use me up. I don't need you no more. Shawty wanna use me up. I don't really feel no more. Shawty wanna use me up. I don't really care no more. Shawty wanna use me up. Yeah. Run it up, I'm mobbing. None of y'all niggas, they poppin'. Yeah, I knew you do this often. I'm running out of options. I'm okay, I'm fine. I'ma swallow all my pride. Won't be nothing but a side piece. Catching feelings with my pipe dream. Oh no.
Remember, the safety is going to be somewhere under 601.98. We want to see if this is going to be a thing here. I'm still expecting this large green candle to come and stop everybody out. Just one last push up before it dumps. I don't think they're gonna give it to us that easy, but we'll see. Okay, if you took break a yellow, you gotta wait, because if you protect the trade too soon now, it's gonna stop you out. So you gotta have faith. If we get below 602.59, wherever this dotted line is, then yeah, I want to see us break below this momentum candle. A little bit more. Alright, start protecting your trade, just in case they pull the rug on us. Just in case they pull the rug out from underneath us. So if you took break a yellow, you should be tracking along orange now. We don't really have a strong selling channel either, so I'm not very confident with this. We haven't started a strong selling channel yet. We haven't closed below 602.62 either. Right, which is closing below this momentum candle here.
Shawty know, gotta know, only know I'm like that. Set, and straight back to the crib, switch cars, I'm right back. Left, and you know that it can't. I didn't go left, no, when I move way to left, yeah. Shawty won't slide, tryna know me. I can never get it too close, me. Cause she heard I got it on me, yeah. Couldn't pull it up like me, shit. Now she tryna load up my phone, shit, I'm in the booth.
See, this is what I was saying. Your safety is going to be underneath 601.98 for this reason right here, because we knew they were going to have a strong push up to stop everybody out. Easy. I knew that was going to happen. I've been around the block too many times. I knew they're going to have a strong push-up right above the high day to stop everybody out. Par for the course. We did form that this small orange. We didn't really get a good blue, so looks like a stop hunt on the break of this yellow. Now, it looks like we did form a green. So we're going to try to use this green to our advantage, right? This green is either forming ahead or it's going to give us continuation. If it breaks the green. So at minimum, we want to wait for the green to break. Minimum. So if you're betting on the head, your stop has to be obviously the top of the head. If you're buying puts, if you're waiting for the call entry, I'd wait for the retest of 603.11. But you have to take into consideration, do you really want to fight this uptrend like that? You got to wait till below 601.98 before we're confident with some puts. So you should be asking yourself, are we going to bolt like we did a long time ago? When was it? It was over here. The bolt up.
Benzes and BMs, nah. Life don't make no sense, nah. Yeah, fall back too close. You ain't even know me. Trust my brothers from way back from the north. It's the end of your, and then like they owe me. Ain't no help, ain't no time unless it's reason. It's the top of the shelf. It's that stress to get a me. And it's closer to the chest when the pump is too deep. Who's on my wrist? Lights don't make no sense. Pop up for a minute. Eyes up on my whip. Benzes and BMs. Lights don't make no sense. Let it come round, don't talk like that, don't come right back, they reaching. I forget where the kid came from, but I guess they did amnesia. Hard to tell when I'm making this shit look. Shorty want signs of 10 on my side and 10 on my side of Libra. Let it come round, don't talk like that, don't come right back, they reaching. I forget where the kid came from, but I guess they did amnesia. Hard to tell when I'm making this shit look. 15 right to my safe, 15 right to my bank. Long as my circle tight, long as my circle pay. If she gon' make my man, if she gon' make my man, I need my Beyonce. Gotta stay tough, gotta stay tough, stay tough. Then I'ma bug and call, say then I'ma bug and call. I'ma put down when it get like that. I'ma hold out to maybe. Even out when I always gon' say, how you been good and good and driving it. Shorty want signs of 10 on my side and 10 on my side of Libra. They come round, don't talk like that, don't come right back, they reaching. I forget where the kid came from, but I guess they did amnesia. Hard to tell when I'm making this shit look. Stacks in the leader, all of us cheat up. 16 fees now, paying my fees up. All of us teed up, we gon' whip down like yeah, you know. Money so loud they heard it, know. Yes, you know we found a way. On my body spill the sun. I don't know, ain't no the way. I'm on way, I'ma put down when it get like that. I'ma hold out to maybe. Even out when I always gon' say, how you been good and good and driving it. Shorty want signs of 10 on my side and 10 on my side of Libra.
It's 11:09 Eastern, so compression time. So we'll see if the market's just going to compress here for to build liquidity and figure out what it's going to do after that. It'd be really nice if this, oh, okay. So I got in on the break of this yellow. So my trade's protected. I'm gonna let it run a little bit. I survived this first retracement. I might move my stop a bit. I'm gonna let some more candles go by before I make any moves. My trade's protected, so I can't lose, but let's see. I'm not a big fan of this wick right here. Also shouldn't be fighting the uptrend, but figure I can scalp. Trade's protected either way, so whatever happens, I actually don't care. But not that I don't care, but I'm safe either way. So if it works out, it works. If it doesn't, didn't lose anything. Made a little tiny bit. I made some coffee money.
Somebody told me, yeah. Can't fold now, yeah. Like I'm in too deep, 10 toes down, yeah. And it's hard to tell, but I feel like ain't nobody else there. Gotta know by now. You know, you just know my name, know my name, know my name. Wish they see my face, see my face, see my face. Baby, all the time, I'm away.
So remember, the safety puts are going to be underneath 60198. If you're taking this head, you know, you're taking that gamble on your own.
Well, I think that you forgot but what you saw in me. Caught a love, but please don't be the one who got away. Just don't harm me talking when I come and harm it. Hate the fact that we ain't spoken in some weeks. Blood on hands, but we just rinse it and repeat. Let's speak a language that we both know how to read. See, baby, all the time, I'm away. Come on in, now I'm on my way. Let me get some money, I'm on my way. You gotta save for me, I'm in my way. I'm on my way, yeah. I learned to cope, I learned to tank, I learned to float, look, I learned some things. And taught a nigga how to earn your trust, I'm not concerned with them, I know you hurt some things. Look, I ain't perfect, I'm hurting, babe, that make two of us the way you purchase things. The service level not serving us, I gotta let you in so you interpret things the way I meant, and may I vent. Based off the things you post online, I can't help but think you gotta stay off that. Embrace the fact I won't brace myself for no downfall, know they pray on that. If loving you will make me crazy, girl, then giving up on you will make a psychopath. I'm on my way, I wait out back, yeah. Shawty, is she worried if I might show? Damn, it's hard to care for a side though. Out here with my mans in a night show. Drinking party, yeah, we keep the lights low. I've been by mine all the way. Ice cold, what a nigga gotta say now. Sipping any, we be mobbing through the night though, yeah. Moving like we trapping out of Vando. I need you here for me. Don't you fuck around, I know you hurt by me. I need. Oh, let's go, I got money on me. New city, new bitch, new kid. Miss calls when it rain on me. I've been down and out, but a nigga still breathing. Saying my prayers for the check. Straight shooter like I'm walking with a tech. Move deep and I'm pounding on my chest. You know what I want. You know what I need. Ice cold bitch when I'm sipping my tea. I don't mean it. Feeling myself, feeling my knees. Feel like repercussions ain't gon' ever kiss me. Heard what I said, and I can't help it. I ain't never gonna rest, never gonna test me, check me. I need, I need, I need, I need, I need. I need, I need, I need, I need, I need. I need you here for me. Don't you fuck around, I know you hurt by me. I need, I need, I need, I need, I need. Okay, girl, I'm a touchdown in the matrix. Yeah. Shawty send me your location. 120 on the freeway speeding. Big check, blue pills, I'm feeding. Young boy finna do my thing. Get the FBI, put a case on me. Feel like everything gon' cave on me. Shawty, hold on, have faith in me. You don't wanna, oh I gotta, but I gotta.
All right, your first take profit is most likely going to be at, what is it, 602.57.
You call, I'll be on my way. Hard to love me when you got nothing to chase. She just wants somebody for the night. Shawty wanna use me up. I don't need you no more. Shawty wanna use me up. I don't really feel no more. Shawty wanna use me up. I don't really care no more. Shawty wanna use me up. Yeah, yeah. Run it up, I'm mobbing. None of y'all niggas, they poppin'. Yeah, I know you do this often. I'm running out of options. I'm okay, I'm fine. I'ma swallow all my pride. Won't be nothing but a side piece. Catching feelings with my pipe dream. Oh no.
Okay, excellent trade. See how much we can get out of this. Excellent trade so far.
I don't need nobody for the day. I just need somebody for the night. Been there and I never been the same. Been there, but I'm not the one to
On our 5 minute, we see we broke the purple, which coincides with our yellow over here. Let's see if we can make 60 whatever. Oh,
run it over, I'm mobbing. None of y'all niggas, they poppin'. Yeah, I know you do this often. I'm running out of options. I'm okay, I'm fine. I'ma swallow all my pride. Won't be nothing but a side piece. Catching feelings with my pipe dream. Oh no.
I want to see if we can make underneath 602.57. I want to see if we can make this some type of resistance. So I want to get under it and then make it resistance. That would be nice. But we knew we were going to meet some opposition at this level here. That's why I told you your first take profit might be right here. I think we can get a little bit more out of it. They might head back up to orange. Let's see if it heads back up to orange and rejects underneath orange. I'd really like to break below this key level right here. Like that. Like that. There it is. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful trade. Easy money. Beautiful trade. Easy money. Ooh, let's go back to the 5. Let's go back to the 5. Just dump. Just dump. Okay, see? Just have to be a little bit patient. That's all we needed. A little bit of patience. Oh, goodness. Oh, my goodness. Let's go back to the 5.
Gotta keep them pockets greased up, can't slip. Gotta get my mama's new whip, new crib. Tell you shawty listen from the city, from the sticks. And no matter where I throw it, yeah, she know it's gon' stick. Shawty isn't me, no babe. Shawty isn't me, no, yeah.
Oh, look at this wick on this thing. Absolutely beautiful trade. Absolutely beautiful. Break a yellow. Look at the money. We stayed inside orange. Absolutely beautiful. This was a great trade. I am happy with that. See if I can get a little bit more from my other contracts. Oh, give me more. Give me, yes. Easy money.
About it, let me get it on T. And you know I'm holding out for the G60. Especially when the Louis and the VV. Riding on the CG. Don't you heard about it, let me get it on T. And you know I'm holding out for the G60. Yeah. They ain't never got it with a dog like me. How we got cheddar singing door right me. Gotta keep it settled, gotta keep it low key. Money like me, money like. Bitch, I'm in the city with a cocaine. I they talking money when the money don't speak. Money in Geneva like it came from the street. Shawty in Vienna, gotta get it with me. Shawty know, gotta know, only know I'm like that. Set, straight back to the quick switch cars, I'm right back. Left, and you know that it can't. I didn't go really left, no, when I move it.
Okay. Let's see what the market wants to do now. Let me get rid of this.
Cause you heard I got it on me. Couldn't pull it up like me. Shit, now she tryna load up my phone. Shit, I'm in the booth going ghost. Now they heard I got it on me. Now they hear I got it on me. Yeah. Fresh out the scene, she heard I got it on me. Couldn't pull it up like me. Shit, now she tryna let my phone. Shit, I'm in the booth going close. Now they heard I got it on me. Now they hear I got it on me. Yeah. Said a 4x4 for G6 3, this baby shit for me. 100,000, couple M's don't make a G. Pass me in my bag and put that 40 right on my leg. Yeah, you know it's how it day. Yeah, shawty, wish you think I'm about to cut up 25 for my lane. I told him my selling is a move it to the bank. Yeah, and you know they're tryna lay down with the man. Way out on the man. Right now I'm on the man. Said that she love me, Christy and they owe me. This is how she think, yeah she think. Say she adore me, Christy in the origin. Fuck with me some money. Baby, ain't more time for you. All the love them back and back, the money too. Yeah, when money come to stones, I just stick and move. No way got me spending with my way back. Yeah, since we young as we was dreaming about a Maybach. Yeah, I'm looking for my 41 day days now. Say that she love me, Christy and they owe me. This is how she think, yeah she think. Say she adore me, Christy and they origin. Fuck with me some money.
Okay, I think that's gonna be my time, YouTube. That's gonna be my time. We had an amazing. We waited for it, but it took a while, but we finally made it. If you want to learn how to do this, if you want to trade with us, send me an email to livespytrading@gmail.com.